Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook Live update and a YouTube Live update on this Tuesday evening. Hope everyone's had a great Tuesday. We've got Monday now in the rearview mirror. Now we have Tuesday in the rearview mirror. So now we move on to Hump Day tomorrow, and then we'll put that in the rearview mirror. And then, of course, we're always working for the weekend, right? But again, thanks for being here, and we'll get this one done. This was going to be sort of like last night. If you were with me last night, I promised a shorty. For me, that means about 11 or 12 minutes. We'll see if we can improve on that. Good evening to you, K&M, Keith and Melissa. Hello. Thanks for being here. You see what we have on the docket here. More sunshine ahead with warmer and warmer days coming. The chance for some Saturday showers, not out of the question. And then more warm air is coming next week. I posted about this a little bit earlier on my Facebook page, WWMT's Keith Thompson, by the way, shameless plug, about a pattern change. Here on our Facebook Live, we talk in things like precipitable water, PWAT. So we talk about dew points, of course. We don't talk about relative humidity. Come on. We talk about also pattern change. And when we talk pattern change, that means that there's going to be something substantial, a substantial change that is on the way, and pattern change, meaning that it's not just going to be a day or two. This is going to be a new pattern that's going to be moving in here, and it's going to be setting up shop for a while. So, for example, if you go back to late July, even early August, I believe even up to mid-August, we were in a relatively warmer pattern. Then we had a change, and that set us into some cool air, and that's where we've been really for the last couple of weeks. I mentioned this yesterday, that at that time I thought it would be Thursday before we have a high a high of 80. I still think that might be the case. Tomorrow we're going to be close. But whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Thursday, certainly if it's Thursday, it will be close to 3 weeks since we had a day that was 80 degrees or warmer. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you're talking about that a substantial part of that 3 weeks, right, would be happening in August. So we've gone a lot of, let's say, the last third of August and the first third, if you will. Well, not third. Yeah, the last third of August. Yeah, the first third of September almost without an 80-degree day. That's the pattern that changed back in early to mid-August that set us into this cool air. Well, now we're going in the other direction, another pattern change. And this one is sending us into the warm sector, and that's where we're going to be for a while. I'll try to explain it some, so we'll have a few days to talk about it because it's not going to be going away anytime soon. But basically what we're going to be having setting up in the atmosphere, particularly over the weekend and into next week, we're going to have what's called a ridge of high pressure. If you picture the 48 states, the way the upper air pattern is going to be is that there's going to be a big dip in the jet stream. It's going to be relatively cool and unsettled, let's say, Rocky Mountains west. Then we're going to have that jet stream run way up into Canada. That's going to allow a lot of warm air to come in from the south. And then that jet stream is going to take another dive around another area of low pressure that's going to be sort of over northeastern Canada. And so New England will be affected by that. And that pattern is going to be holding for several days. And that's going to be not only giving us a lot of sun, but also some dry weather as well. Dry weather. I'm sorry that long explanation there took up some of my time there. I apologize. Kenny, hello to you. Great weather coming up this weekend. We're going to be right in the middle of that ridge of high pressure. And that will give us sunshine, although we could have a couple of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. But overall, this pattern is going to be sunny. It's going to be dry. We need some rain. We're getting dry again. Well, we are dry again. But it's also going to be relatively warm. Even at times, maybe feeling like the middle of July instead of early September. Jeanette, hello to you in Coldwater. Pretty moon this morning at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Barb, hello to you in Comstock. You'll have more opportunities to open the windows there. K&M, Melody in Union City. Appreciate it very much. Thanks so much, Michelle. Thank God, warmer weather. Any warmer nights? Yes. In fact, the last 4 nights, get this, the last 4 nights we've been in the 30s and 40s. What? Your typical lows in the mid-50s. Well, we're going to be in the 50s overnight tonight in we're going to be slowly getting warmer. Now, is it going to be warm at night? No. It's going to be cool, but it's not going to be cold. It'll be seasonably cool. So I hope that answers your question there, Michelle. Good question, though. Good question. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Keith and Melissa, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Same to you, by the way, too. Same to you. Oh, Tigers up over the Yankees, 10-2. Greg, thanks for the sports update. Got our sports reporters out for Facebook Live and YouTube Live, too. Thank you so much. And go Tigers. Gwen, hello to you. Jill, hello. Loving the warm weather. Just wait. You're going to love it. Chris in Coopersville, you may not love it so much. Finally, we start getting cool, but you know your days are coming, right? Ryan, needs some rain. Your grass is burning up. Yeah, like I said, we're already dry again. And let me tell you, even if we do get some showers on Saturday, I don't think it's going to give us, the relief from dry weather that we need. This is going to be several days of dry weather with warmer temperatures coming too. And it is going to feel nice. Let me squeeze this up here. It is going to feel nice, of course, but it's not going to help us out in the rain deficit department. Shannon, hello to you. Another beautiful day. I am having a great day and having a great night. Thank you so much. I hope you are too. Todd, mullet voting done tomorrow at noon for the second round. Got to get those votes in. Todd, right now, our reigning mullet champion is right now in second place. Got to push him up. So Todd, thanks for letting us know that. I forgot what the site is, so feel free to chime in with that. But I'm sure if you were to Google search Flow Motion, FLOWMOTIN, mullet champ, you'll be directed to the right spot. Humid air expected this weekend. Oh, that's good. Good question there. Chris, not really. We'll see a little bump up in humidity, but I'm talking little. That's going to be coming. I'm looking at my notes here. Saturday, Sunday. But by and large, we're not talking about more humid air, really sticky air, Chris. So even though it's going to get warmer, it's going to be quite comfortable. Ron, hello to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Carla, are we done with the cold mornings for a while? If you mean by cold mornings, 40s, 30s, 40s, yeah. Yeah, we are. We're done with those for a while. I mean, like, probably, for at least a week and a half. Then we're going to see what's going to happen next, right? You know how I feel about going that far out anyway. St. Joe County's fair in Centerville, looking warm and dry, Greg. It's going to be great for the fair. Allegan County Fair continuing, I think, up until the weekend. So we're going to have some great fair weather. Tammy, hello to you, and Paw Paw. Thanks. Hope you have a nice evening as well. It's Taco Tuesday. So we got to hear from Mikey and Mike. Mike and April, thanks so much. Weather for Constantine. Oh, plays for Kalamazoo United. Okay. If you're talking about this weekend, Friday, excellent. It's going to be a little warm. Not necessarily, not hot and humid, right? I'm not talking hot and humid here. Let me see what day is Friday. Hold on. What day on the calendar is Friday? Friday is the 12th. It is going to be warm. I do think we're going to be in the 80s. But get this, it looks like our dew points are going to be in the 40s and low 50s. So that's pretty pleasant stuff, especially for the parents watching the game, Mike and April. And hey, good luck. Good luck. Steve, hello to you, and Martin. Beautiful weather, farmers harvesting their crops. Is that a beautiful, iconic scene or what? Right? Oh, no. Looks like we might have some problems there with the voting for our mullet champ. We're going to have to get somebody on that case. Cynthia, hello to you. Jesse in the Berg, thanks very much. Ken, hello to you. Thanks for checking in. Sue, hello. Chris, are we looking at air conditioner weather this weekend? You know what, Chris? I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to have ample time to cool the place down at night. We're talking about 80s. Let me get to the next page. I'm sorry. We've been looking at this forever. We're talking about 80s. But we're also talking about overnight lows in the 50s to around 60s. So that's, like I said, I think that's, you get away with like running that fan in the window or turning the ceiling fans on or something like that. Cool it down at night, cool it down in the morning. And then, so I don't think so. I don't think we're going the AC route. But, that's a personal choice for folks. and you don't ever get into a fight with somebody about the thermostat, right? Let's see. Mikey, thanks so much for that. And Chris, you are liking this weather. All right, let's go. Let me go to, we got our bus stop forecast here. I'm sorry, it took way too long yammering there about our weather pattern without moving on to the graphics here. Off to school tomorrow morning, partly sunny and 52, heading home in the upper 70s, might get to 80, might. It's going to be mostly sunny, but it is going to be very comfortable tomorrow afternoon. We're looking at South Haven live right now. Look at that. Looks like we got a boat coming down the channel. It's pretty quiet out there, of course, right now, and pretty dark. Remember what? 2 months ago, certainly 3 months ago. I know that's a long time, really. But 2 or 3 months ago, that sun would have still been above the horizon. Now, not only is it below the horizon, but it's gone. There goes the light. Hello, downtown Kalamazoo, Peregrine Tower camera. All looking quiet and good here. Look at this. Our temps already down in the 50s to around 60. Kalamazoo hanging in at 60, a little warmer. Three Rivers, Sturgis. Grand Rapids, the warmest at 62, but we got lots of 50s around, including South Haven, where we were just looking live at 55 degrees. Our temps are generally up from where we were last night, 24 hours ago. Generally, all right, you can see that. And I want you to look at this next graphic here. Highs today, mid-70s, 73 in Kalamazoo. We're still 4 degrees shy of what is typical for this time of year, right? So let's look at our 2-week chart here. Two things I want you to notice. You know, I showed it yesterday. I'm not going to harp on it again, but there's a lot of blue here, right? Because predominantly over the last couple of weeks, our temperatures have been below average. And at best, one day out of the last, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. One day out of the last 14 days, we had an average high temperature. The other 13 have been below average. But I do want you to notice a second thing. You see how our max temp bottomed out on Saturday at 64, Saturday, September the 6th. And then it went up a little bit Sunday, went up a little bit Monday, went up a little bit Tuesday. And now it's going to go up more on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So this is that pattern change taking hold. And then we're going to really sort of top out in the lower 80s, maybe at times middle 80s, but I do think it's going to be rather warm next week. Not humid. I don't think we're really going to be getting humid, but we will be getting warm. So I think it's pretty sweet weather. It's not hoodie weather, except for in the mornings. It is going to be comfy cool in the morning. And then in the afternoon, of course, is when it will be getting warmer. Okay. Chris, I agree with you. I think it's awesome as well. Open windows, let the fresh air in. Mikey, thank you so much for the share. Thank you so much for the share. And KM, happy 36th birthday, dear nephew. Here's a look at the neighborhood cam. Neighborhood cam. Yeah, it's not going to be humid, Chris, so I think you're going to like that. Showers and storms. Boy, they've been raining up there in the UP, in northern Wisconsin. And then that stretches over eastern Lake Superior over into Ontario, but that's hundreds of miles away from us. We do have those clouds. You know, we have those high, thin clouds. You might have seen them. They're sort of wispy looking. Those are ice crystals that are at least 3 to 4 miles, maybe even higher. I don't know what the cloud level was there today, above the surface where the moisture is frozen. And so those are ice crystals. High, thin clouds, but there was enough of them, and it was thick enough to sort of shield the sunshine just a bit. I think tomorrow morning we'll start with some cloud cover shielding the sun just a bit, but in the afternoon, mostly sunny. We might make a run at 80 degrees tomorrow. It's iffy, okay? My rationale for not going with 80, 1, what we call the blend model is stopping just shy of that. 2, said model, blend, was about 3 degrees shy of being correct today. So it's running a little bit warm. If it's doing that tomorrow, we'll be in the upper 70s instead of hitting 80. And 3, I think we're going to have a little more cloud cover in the morning. I think that might, stunt the temperature growth enough to where we'll be in the upper 70s. Just my rationale, just my thinking. If we don't get there tomorrow, we will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and likely even Wednesday of next week too. So we got that warm air coming. That is, again, the pattern change that I'm talking about. Bitely, Derek, right? I believe you're talking about, is that Newaygo County? I think. right? I know that Soho there was asking. No, wait. Who was asking about that? When is Indian summer? Well, I'll tell you, the definition for Indian summer is a period of warmer than average or warmer than typical air that follows the first frost. We got cold, but we didn't have a widespread frost. So that would, and typically that comes in October. We typically have our first substantial widespread frost sometime in October, early to mid-October. So if and when we have a period of warm air that follows warmer than average temperatures, so that's when we would have Indian summer. Timmy, Battle Creek in the house. Great weather on the way. Great weather on the way. Lily, good evening to you. Going to shoot your crossbow tomorrow. Cool, Timmy. Awesome. Hope you hit your target and that your target, that you're not shooting around me. Just kidding. All right. Mikey, thanks for the thanks. So there you got the 7-day. You got an idea of what's going on. I hope everybody has a great evening. We made it to Tuesday, and now let's hit Wednesday. Let's put that in the rearview mirror so that we can then start concentrating on the weekend. The weather is just going to be splendid all the way through. And for Friday night football games, by the way, high school football, awesome. Wonderful weather. Could have some showers scattered about on Saturday. Not a washout here. Stay with us on that. We still have a few days to try to refine that part of the forecast, but we're going to be warm. That is a given for at least the next week. We're going to be warm. Bad target. Timmy, thanks for clarifying that. Taco Tuesday today for sure, Chris, but I did not have tacos. Jesse, happy birthday to your friend. All right, everybody, I'm going to skate on out of here. I said I was going to keep it short, and even then I still do 16 minutes. I got to work on my brevity. All right, have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me, and for commenting, for letting me know that you're here. Kathy in Sturgis, for example. Joanne, hello to you. Pleasant day today, for sure. Jeff Porter is going to be here bright and early, dark and early, actually. 4:30 in the morning to 9 a.m. with the weather updates. He's got you again at noon. I'll pick you up at 5:36. We'll do another Facebook Live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Don't forget, I'm on Facebook, WWMT's Keith Thompson. Also, Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube, at Weatherman Keith, Let's get some good rest. Let's hit it hard tomorrow so we can put Hump Day in the rearview mirror. I hope everybody has a good night's sleep, a great day tomorrow. Please stay safe, be patient with others, and be patient with yourself. I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you very much, everybody.